Hello again, friends. Welcome to another edition of Beavertown Outdoors. I'm John. I'm out here at the beautiful Beavertown compound. And today, we're going to try to find a way to store wood faster. One of the side effects of running the processor is I get a lot of split wood ready to go, ready to be stored very fast. And the way I've been managing it so far is, I run the processor into the totes and then move the totes out here to the storage area, to the wood yard, storage area of the wood yard, and in case the Oakland. But then I've been stacking it, which you can see way over there. So I've been stacking it, and obviously stacking works. It's worked for probably hundreds of years, but the only downfall of it is it's slow. I mean, it doesn't take, granted, it takes, people can in half hour or so stack a full cord of wood, something like that, and I can stack pretty fast, but it's still time consuming, plus unloading the totes and everything else. So that's, you get the extra added bonus of reaching into the tote. Sometimes the sharp edges get caught, trying not to get cut, rip your clothes and whatnot. So that's kind of time consuming. So what a lot of the bigger processors do, and now Chris from in the wood yard, he's switched to using bins. He doesn't stack wood anymore. He just builds bins, throws it in there. Some of the bigger processors, Skidder Kev and them, they just let the conveyor run into a big snow cone, basically, and or wood cone, and that's how they do it. So they don't stack wood. I know Ohio Joe still stacks his wood. Bless his heart, but he's also got a helper to do it. I'm kind of a one-man show. Every once in a while I get some of my family coming to help out, but we're busy folks, with mother-in-law having cancer, my mom, her health problems, and then we just added a new puppy who's doing quite well. His name's Rocket. If you saw him in the last video, if you didn't, check it out. He's adorable. And but we got a new puppy, so basically I'm on my own here. So what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to switch to, I don't know if I'm going to fully switch to the bins yet. I'm kind of, I have part of my fire career as an investigative background as well. And you find a hypothesis, you identify a problem, find a hypothesis, test the hypothesis, whichever one can't be disproven or works, is the one you go with. So now I did the Holzhausens. You remember last year I stacked 3 Holzhausens and then stacked the rest in normal traditional stacking methods. And when we tested that out, the Holzhausen was right. I mean, they were both close. I mean, let's at the same time, the Holzhausen stacked wood was a little bit drier, not by much, but a little bit. I haven't been into the center of those yet. I will be this year because I soon it's going to end up with the annual firewood migration from here to my woodshed. Plus, hoping to get started selling here pretty soon. Fall, unfortunately, is coming faster than I'd like. So, tested out both ways of that worked. The hose housing was nice because it didn't require pallets, didn't require stakes, didn't require any of that. Stacking is stacking. So what I'm going to do this year is I've got a good stack started already over here that I showed you. And then I'm going to build a bin, and I'm going to fill up said bin with wood. And when we get towards the fall, we'll test it. We'll test some of the wood. We'll see how the drying compares. Now I know I don't have the same conditions as Chris does. Chris is operating on that farm now, and it's wide open. It's kind of like my dad's house. He's surrounded by farm fields, and it's a wind tunnel there. You know, he can dry oak in no time, just because he's always got sun, he's always got wind. Me, I'm in the woods, so the compound is where the wood yard is surrounded by woods, which is nice. A little privacy there, I think, but you know, this is a sunny area, so I get plenty of sun. We don't get so much wind, but we're not deep in the woods, so I think we're going to be okay. So how I'm building this bin is, so I know you can use wire, you can use, you know, fence wire. You can use fence wire, you know, put down your pallets and then wire them up and whatnot. I don't have a bunch of fence wire. One thing I do have a bunch of right now is use T-posts. And so what I'm doing is I laid out pallets. This is just the start. This is obviously going to get much bigger. Probably going to stick to 2 wide for this first one, just so we're a somewhat fair comparison with the stack, at least for this one. The next one might be bigger. But I've got pallets laid out, and then what I did was I took the pallets, lined them up, started T-posts in, and then I'm hammering the T-posts in to hold them up. Now I may get, you know, I've got lots of old screws and stuff laying around, so what I may do is just for that little extra bit, you know, screw them together, and you know, we'll see how that works out. That way I can use, okay, so 1 T-post per pallet and then screwed together. I think that's going to be pretty solid. Should hold a bunch of weight. So this is kind of, this corner is like the proof of concept. So now I've got a few more pallets, a few more posts, and we're going to hopefully build this in. Now I'm going to leave the front open so that way I can keep building this out until I fill it. So, which is going to be great while I'm doing this now. Drawback is going to be, I think, is that, you know, the next time when I go to refill this, I don't have an elevator yet. I may have to look to getting one, but my initial thought is that if I have the sides and they're kind of freestanding with the pallets in the middle, I can just take the front off when I go to refill it, slide the floor pallets out. That way I can drive in the tractor with buckets or however I want to do it. Or, I mean, like in this case, I'm just going to build it. I'm going to be just tossing in anyway. So let's see how this works out. And we'll fine tune, just like everything else with this operation. We're going to fine tune it as we go. All right. So I think the other nice thing of this is going to be, you know, I've got a pallet here that, you know, it's seen better days. You know, if it gets a bunch of weight on it, I think it might break. And the bottom's already missing a board. But that said, get you out of here. That said, this should work just fine for using as a wall on this. So what I'm doing, just kind of putting this in here. And actually, I think I'll go on this side. So we get this post down in here. Turn it the right way. Get a start in it. Hopefully it'll stay. Gotta stay in there. Then I used to ram in posts with a hammer, but then I got smart, spent, I don't know at the time, $25, and bought a post hole driver or a post driver. That works much nicer. So just got started. Now the tricky part, and there's probably a better way to do this, but I don't have it yet, is take this off, get out of the way, and drive the post home. That's close enough. There we go. And just like that, we got a wall. All right, so now I'll get one more there, and I'll probably go ahead with the next couple over here. Like I said, we'll get this kind of closed in, just leaving the front open, and then we'll start filling it. So I'm looking in my pallet stash. I came across these guys. You know, as I said, this is a way to use up some odd-shaped pallets. And I have these really long, not super heavy-duty pallets, but they're long. And, you know, they're, I don't know if they're pine or what they are. They're starting to, they're weathered and whatnot. So I don't know. I trust them to stack wood on. But, for something just for wood to ride against, I think they're going to be good. And this will give me basically another, gives me 2 pallets worth of size out of one, and I think that's going to be great. So the only thing I'm wondering is, had one post already over there, and it was set for a single pallet. I'll put another one in just because, but I'm wondering if that might be a little overkill doing 2. I think I can get away with one in the center, because again, the more I think about this, the more I'm planning on getting some. I'll put a couple screws in these just to give it that little extra rigidity. So I think I'll go forward with putting a post in there, but the second post in just because I don't want to yank the other one out. But this one, I think we'll try just putting one in. Maximum effort. Okay. All right, we got that. I think I'll put the broken section up top. Yeah, let's try that. Yeah. Oh. As my friend Deadpool would say, maximum effort. Here we go. There we go. Okay. So we got one. I don't know. 2 posts might be worth it. 2 posts might be worth it. Yeah, we'll do one. Like I said, we'll see. You can always change it later. Alright. Stay. You almost get it all the way in. Great. Let's see. Do I... Now conundrum. How far do I want to build this? I think I might. Yeah, I got 2 more of those side walls. I think I'll go ahead and build it out that far, and it's gonna go there anyway. So let's build it out. The one thing I got here is some of the pallets I've got. They are square pallets, 48 by 48. And yeah, they're a little bit wider. So what I'm going to have to do, you know what? Are these that wide? Yeah, they're square. Okay. So what I'm going to have to do is push this wall is going to be out a little bit. I don't think it's going to be a big deal. I'll have to find something. There's a little gap where the one pallet is. I'll have to find a way to secure that one, or to fill that gap. But that's where that goes. When you're dealing with pallets, you know, you're not always going to get the same size, perfect. You know, we just make it work. Good enough. Good enough. I'm just shooting for somewhere in the middle. You know, that gives me a little flexibility too. Admittedly, this is easier if I pull the pallet out of the way. Alright, we'll keep going. Okay. Alright, so We got sides built. The back's on there. Well, I was talking about the gap. See, there's a little gap right here and right here. I don't think that's going to matter. At least not too much. I'm going to get the screw gun out. Put a couple screws just to fasten it together, give it that little extra bit of strength, and then we'll start filling it. We're doing good. All right, time to fill it. Alright, so there's one toad in there. Only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 more to go. So actually I think I'm going to keep, I think I'll still keep finish stacking out 4 to finish out that stack over there. But the rest of them, these 5 here, are they're going to go in here. So I think it's going to work out good. I put a couple of oddity chunks, some big ones, just to fill those holes. The one row I stacked like on the bottom, just because those back pallets, they were kind of far spaced, and then each of them were missing a board, so it just keeps stuff from falling down and touching the ground. I just laid a row across there just to fill in the gaps, so I think that's going to be fine. It'll work. We'll see how the pallets hold up for next year if this is, if I end up rebuilding the whole bloody thing. So, but I'm going to keep refilling, guys, and then we'll show you how much it worked out in the end. Alright, guys, so got a lot of the totes emptied. I still got 4 over here. I'm going to stack those, I think, over here on the remaining pile for stacked wood, but we filled up a good portion of this bin already. There's 5, 6 totes, something like that in here. It's about half full. Yeah, and it's nice, and the sun's getting on it, and hopefully it'll be nice and dry. Well, it got a little sunny out here, guys. Shocker, lately it's been nothing but rain, but yeah, today it got pretty sunny and hot. I think we're supposed to get some rain this afternoon, though, some storms. It's very humid, so that wouldn't surprise me. But yeah, so we got a lot done. We got the bin built, and really started to build, and got some wood in it. Now we got more totes that are ready to use for the processor. So that's a great thing. Now it's time to call it a day, have a beverage, and take a break, get cooled off. So that's going to do it for me today, guys. If you like what you saw, please like and subscribe. Feel free to share. But until next time, from all of us here at the beautiful Beavertown compound and Beavertown Outdoors, take care of each other, be good, stay safe, and I'm out.